The iron gates of Blackwood Manor groaned as they opened, the sound echoing across the frost-bitten driveway like a warning. Alexander Blackwood sat in the back of the car, fingers steepled, eyes fixed on the house he hadn't seen in 7 years. The mansion rose from the mist exactly as it had the night he left, cold stone, sharp angles, and windows that reflected nothing back. It had always felt less like a home and more like a fortress. He had built empires from boardrooms and battlefields of negotiation, but this place had been his first kingdom, and his first failure. "Sir, we've arrived," the driver said softly. Alexander nodded but didn't move right away. The air felt heavier here, as if the house itself remembered him and wasn't pleased by his return. After his parents' sudden deaths, the mansion had become unbearable, too quiet, too full of ghosts. He'd left it under the management of a private estate firm, instructing them to keep it sealed and untouched. No tenants, no guests, no exceptions, yet here he was, back earlier than planned, summoned by a vague, urgent message from the firm. "There's been a situation, Mr. Blackwood, you should see it yourself." Alexander stepped out of the car and walked up the stone steps. His footsteps echoed as he unlocked the heavy front doors with a key he'd never stopped carrying. The door opened, warmth rushed out to meet him. He froze. The mansion smelled, lived in. Not dust and polish, but coffee, soap, and something faintly sweet, like cinnamon. Alexander's jaw tightened. He stepped inside. The grand foyer was lit. Lamps glowed where darkness should have been. A small pair of sneakers sat near the staircase, beside a woman's worn boots. A child's drawing, crayon sun, stick figures, crooked hearts, was taped to his antique mirror. "What the hell?" he muttered. A sound drifted in from the kitchen. Laughter. High-pitched. Children. Alexander followed it, each step sharper than the last. In the kitchen, his marble, stainless steel, untouched kitchen, stood a woman at the stove. She wore an oversized sweater and jeans, her hair pulled into a loose, messy knot. She turned pancakes with practiced ease while 2 children sat at the counter. A boy, about 8, swung his legs impatiently. A younger girl, maybe 5, colored intently, tongue caught between her teeth. They looked comfortable, happy. Alexander's presence went unnoticed until the pan hissed a little too loudly. The woman glanced up, and froze. The spatula slipped from her hand. "Oh," she breathed. For a moment, no one spoke. Then the boy turned. "Mom." The woman recovered quickly, stepping in front of the children as if instinctively shielding them. "Who are you?" she asked, voice steady but eyes wide. Alexander's expression hardened. "That's my question." Silence fell thick between them. "I'm Alexander Blackwood," he said coldly. "And you're standing in my house." The girl looked up. "Mom, is he mad?" The woman swallowed. "No, sweetheart, why don't you and Noah go upstairs for a minute? We're not done coloring," the boy protested. "Please," she said gently. Reluctantly, the children slid off their stools and padded past Alexander, staring up at him with open curiosity before disappearing up the stairs. When they were gone, the woman exhaled. "My name is Emma Carter," she said. "And before you call the police, you should know, we're not squatters." Alexander arched an eyebrow. "You'll forgive me if I doubt that." She straightened her shoulders. "The estate firm gave us written permission. I have the documents." His stomach twisted. "That's impossible." Emma moved to the counter, pulling out a folder from a drawer. Her hands trembled slightly as she handed it to him. Alexander skimmed the pages. His signature, scanned, authorized, stared back at him. He felt something dangerous stir behind his ribs. "They told me the house had been unused for years," Emma continued quietly. "I was about to lose our apartment. My husband passed away 2 years ago. I worked 2 jobs, but the rent. This was not their decision to make," Alexander snapped. "I know," she said softly. "And if you want us gone, we'll leave. Her voice broke despite her effort, "I just need time." A little time. Alexander looked around again. The mansion no longer felt like a tomb. There were fingerprints on the counters. A blanket folded over a chair. A backpack leaning against a priceless cabinet. Life had crept into the cracks he'd sealed shut. "You let your children sleep here?" he asked. Emma met his gaze. "Yes, because for the first time in a long while, they feel safe." The words struck harder than he expected. Alexander turned away, walking to the window. Outside, the mist lifted, revealing the long drive back to the world he controlled so easily. Inside this house, though, something was slipping from his grasp. "I didn't come back for this," he said quietly. Emma nodded. Neither did we. Another silence stretched, fragile, uncertain. Finally, Alexander spoke. You'll stay, he said. Emma's eyes widened. What? For now, he added, turning back to her. I need to understand how this happened. And until I do, I won't throw 2 children onto the street. Relief flooded her face, so raw it unsettled him. Thank you, she whispered. Alexander nodded once, already retreating behind the walls he knew best. But as a child's laughter echoed faintly from upstairs, he realized something unsettling. The house he'd abandoned had moved on without him, and it wasn't done changing yet.